and I'm looking at it and I'm like, bro, I caved my frame in on the bottom. It's still the same bike. I just holeshotted everybody on it. It's just a caved in stock frame.
How about Moranz getting the whole shot? This is great. I met a gypsy.
If you're helping somebody, it's just like fantasy football. So obviously football is my second favorite sport. I played football all the way through high school. Love it, right? But it's fantasy football just gives me a different
perspective on the game.
And like enjoyment for when football season rolls around, because I'm invested. I'm like actually like playing with the boys and whatnot. It's a competition, or like I'm supporting something. I have somebody to cheer for. If somebody comes on and joins the Patreon, they're supporting somebody they get to watch on TV. So then, especially now, like when you're on the gate, everybody's got their eyes on Kev. Like, oh, what's Kev gonna do today? You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's cool to have a little bit. You just got to try to give an experience, and hopefully people get behind it. And that's how I pay for all of my racing, pretty much.
Dude, you're so right about that whole like fantasy football deal. When I was in the States for probably like the first 3 or 4 years, I was like, I don't get football. Like I would compare it to rugby back home. I was like, this game sucks. And then it was Nate Ramsey actually got me into a fantasy football league. He was like, wait, just get in there. He's like, you won't know anything about it. But, and so I had to like just pick my players, like pick my team each week, fully change the game for me. From then on, I was like fully into football, and then like even now I can watch. I learn all the rules. I like learn the whole kind of deal, and it actually made me a fan. So you're completely right in what you're saying.
Yeah, because like that the fantasy football side of things, like I think that helps us with like the PulpMX, the RM Fantasy stuff, and now MotoBookie is a new like betting website that's starting to come out too within the racing. Is if you did not have, or let's just say I did not have fantasy, I'm from Kansas City Chiefs, all the way, right? Super Bowl champs, what up? Yeah. But anyway, it allows me to enjoy watching other teams and other players and other things going on. Otherwise, if I didn't have fantasy football, it'd be Chiefs, and then I wouldn't watch anything else kind of deal.
Yeah.
So having that intertwined into our industry, right? You got the Tomac fans, the Roxon fans, the Barsha fans, the Sexton, Webb, that are picking their players, but then, you know, they want to score some max points. They want to get, you know, I think our fantasy or whatever has like the whoever's getting 14th, 15th, the wild cards. Like it gets you, it brings attention to more people in our sport than just the top 5, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it creates like a spread that you're interested in. And because I think that's one of the things that is probably like not needs to change, but it one of the things that like a 10th isn't that respected in the sport, you know, and it's like that's a problem because it's like it's the best dudes in the world. Like anyone can go. It's one of the unique things about the sport, really. Like anyone can enter into a Supercross race. Like what world championship? Like if you're a baseball player, like you just can't enter the World Series, you know. So it's like do you think you're one of the best Supercross races in the world? Okay, dude, roll up to the stadium, like get your points, get your license, roll up to the stadium, pay your entry fee, qualify in the top 40, and then you get a shot at the main event. Like in theory, anyone can go and do it, and it's like super unique. So, but what that means is that those dudes on that gate on that night are the best guys in the world. So if you get a 10th, you're the 10th best dude in the world that night. If you get a 20th, you're the 20th best Supercross racer in the world. And I think that sometimes that gets lost on like the industry and the fans in a sense. So I think that it's cool to, because dude, like, and you see this all the time. Like if you go to Paris on a day where there's no factory dudes out there, like Paris Supercross or like an Elsinore, the fastest dude at the track looks like a G. You know, he might, but then if you put Chase Sexton there, then the conversation starts looking a little bit different. But when you don't have the reference of those top guys, like, man, Kevin Moranz at a, you know, Elsinore, like that's a bad dude on a motorcycle. And we're only talking a few seconds difference. So I think you're right, like bringing that I guess like highlighting a dude that's getting 14th. I mean, that's still a bad fucking guy right there.
Trust me, those LCQs are not fun. So when you do get to that point and get into those main events, literally the top 10 all have championships.
Yeah.
Right now. And so whether it's 250, 450, yada, 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 like it is absolutely insane. And even a lot of the guys that are out there that I'm even racing right now, like, dude, they were lapping me last year to an extent. So like that's where the progress for me means so much, is because I'm now, I would have to say I'm one of those guys that's from the 14 to 18 range probably. And the amount of potential that I have, being probably one of the younger ones in the class, and obviously doing probably more than any other privateer that is racing in those main events. Not saying most privateers ever, but there's so much more that I put effort into that takes away from my training, from my riding, from getting better, because I just have to do so many things to make my program work that, yeah, like I need to stop just like intertwining this back into my program. But yeah, dude, like a top 15 in the main event right now is very legit.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang. And as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. Gypsy Gang.